there's always somebody, there's always a player, whether it's for England, whether it's for another nation, who will take their chance and will light up on the world stage. That's what makes these Euros and any kind of major tournament like the World Cup as well so exciting, to know that there will be someone that will just shine.
Absolutely, and you're right. In that 2004, Rooney was exceptional. I mean, the injury obviously was kind of a killer towards the end. But you're right. I mean, Greece in that tournament, they won that on kind of team ethics. I remember defensively they were so good, so solid. Everyone knew their jobs. I mean, as Motley said there, I think there were better teams in Greece in that tournament, but they managed to get the job done. But I think was it 2010 World Cup? Was it James Rodriguez? Was it 2010? He kind of burst onto the scene. Everyone was like, whoa, like, who is this? Do you know what I mean? So you're right. Every tournament, there's one player, everyone goes, wow, look at this player. And as in the Euros, hopefully it's going to be one of England's young rising stars.
Who could do that then?
We've got the obvious ones, like the Fodens, Grealish potentially. But I'm really excited to see Jude Bellingham. He's the one, I think, that has got a little bit of everything. I mean, he's powerful. He's got no fear. I don't think, we were just speaking about it there, I don't think he comes with any baggage in terms of he won't be feeling the pressure as much because he's not based over here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's in Germany, so he won't have to deal with the day-to-day kind of speculation in terms of this, like Foden, who's living here, and the Grealishes are, they've got to play, they've got to start, they're integral to the way we play. He won't be, he'll see a little bit, Jude Bellingham, but he won't see much. But the way he showed me in the last internationals, that no fear attitude, flying into tackles, box to box, full of energy, he's exactly what I think England need in the middle of the park. So I would start Jude Bellingham. And
on the Champions League stage, he did very well.
He was
for Borussia
brilliant
Dortmund
against Man
as well.
City.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you've got a point there about some players perhaps going under the radar only because one of the COVID implications, and maybe we haven't been able to see these players as regularly as you'd want to see them because they're playing out in Germany, or as is the case for Bellingham and for Sancho. And maybe that will benefit them because they can come into this squad sort of more fresh, as you say, with no speculation about them, with no one, I don't know, putting any sort of negative slant on it. It's all, they just come in with momentum, with a bit of excitement.
Well, they both had really good seasons this year, yeah. Bellingham and Sancho. Again, two players I would start, both of them in the England first game in the tournament. I'd start both of them. But you're right, as I said, they're coming over here. Yeah, of course there'll be expectation on them because of how they're good players at the end of the day. But I think when you're based here and you're hearing about it every single day, you pick up the newspaper, you turn on Sky Sports News, or you check it's there for all to see. But with them just being over there, I think they're out of it a little bit. So when they do come into it, it's okay, they can deal with it.
So how did you deal with it then? Every day, sort of seeing stuff, speculation about you.
It's one of them where you just got, it kind of comes with the territory. I mean, it wasn't good on days like today because it was one of them where even before I got the call from Sven, I'll go back to the first one. Sven, you're sitting there, I was sitting in my mum's front room, and you're watching Sky Sports News, and then you're hearing like breaking news. We're hearing reports that, like, I can't remember who was first. I think it might have been Jermaine Defoe's not going to be included in the squad. Then it was me, and this is before I've got the phone call. So it's a little bit like, well, it's a bit tough to take. Do you know what I mean? And I think now, I mean, I was just saying to you there a little bit earlier, like we're hearing speculation about the rumoured players that are going to be axed. Well, these guys are going to wake up this morning. I mean, if they know now, then okay, that's fair enough. But if they don't know now and they're waking up this morning hoping that they've got an opportunity, they've trained well enough to get themselves into the squad, but they're waking up and checking their phones, and people will be texting them, by the way, going, well, listen, they're saying that this. Yeah. It's not really fair. I don't quite like that.
No, and I find a bit sort of sad about it all as well. They're already there, they're within the squad. Yeah. Now, obviously, when you just mentioned that moment when you learnt about not making it under Sven-Göran Eriksson, you were at home, I guess. Yeah. So you're with your family. You could switch off if you needed to. You could have people around you to look after you.
Nobody is switching off
today. Well, of course not. But what I'm saying is those players, those 7 who are going to miss out today, are already at St George's Park. They've now got to pack up their bags. They've got to kind of say goodbye.
It's almost like a walk of shame.
Well, I know what you're saying. As awful as that sounds,
Do you know what I mean? But the second time it happened to me in 2010, I'd gone to Austria, was the training camp. I then had to fly back home, and then you got told. So, as you're saying there, it's probably a little bit better because I've got back home. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, fair enough. It's not, whatever, it's not meant to be. But the fact that, as you said, they're there, and then Gareth says, listen, you guys, it's not going to happen. And then they've got to walk out the hotel.
That's for me.
It's a bit heartbreaking.
It will be heartbreaking. Yeah. But equally, there's 7 they've got to go, unfortunately. Have you got your 7 in mind that you think will miss out?
I feel like a mercenary doing this, but I've got 7.
Especially if you just said you hear all the speculation.
I've got my 7, and I mean do you want me to tell you my 7?
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
So my 7, Ramsdale, I think, is kind of an obvious one. Listen, I think first half of the season, I spoke to Aaron last week. First half of the season he struggled, but I thought second half of the season he done really well. But I just think there's goalkeepers ahead of him. Like Sam Johnson was brilliant. Dean Henderson is becoming Manchester United's number 1, and Pickford. We know Gareth loves Jordan Pickford, so and that, unfortunately, I think Ramsdale's going to go. Saka,
yes,
it pains me. Obviously, Gunnar pains me. I think he won't go. Obviously, the two Bens, Ben White and Ben Godfrey. Although, depending on the situation with Harry Maguire, I think Godfrey has got a slim chance of staying.
Godfrey over White.
Over White. Just because he's so versatile. We've seen him play right back, left back, centre back. And you know Gareth likes players with kind of versatility.
Well, Ben White has a bit of versatility.
Is in holding midfield. But I think
he's done that before. When he was
I think we've got 2 holders already in there.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? So,
okay. All right,
so I'm going to go for Ramsdale, Saka, the 2 Bens, potentially. Kieran Trippier.
That's the right back you're omitting?
Yeah, I'm taking Trippier out, yeah.
Okay. He's a player that you think Gareth really likes.
He does like him because he can play right or left back.
So you've just gone against what you just thought, versatility.
But he doesn't need that because he's got Chilwell and Shaw. Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't need a right back that can play both sides.
So that means Trent's going for you?
Trent will be going. I've got Trent in mind.
Okay.
I think Ward-Prowse is on that list as well, because as much as I think you might need him in terms of international football set plays, it's all well and good saying, well, these set plays are brilliant, but I don't think he's going to get that many minutes on the pitch to be able to make a real impact in terms of...
It would be if you could have like a set play sub.
Like a specialist.
You could just bring him on for that and take him off,
So I think he's going to be one. And my last one was Mason Greenwood.
Mason Greenwood goes for you as well. All right then. Yeah. So which means Ollie Watkins, which has been rumoured a lot but in the papers and everything, that he will be missing out, but you think it's Greenwood over there?
Because I think... how can you pick a Greenwood... Right, like Ollie Watkins has had a really good season. His first season in the Premier League, done really well. Gets a call up for England, delivers, gets on, scores a goal.
There will be some that will say that, well, that was San Marino.
I don't care who it's against. It's an international. It's playing for your country.
Sure.
So Mason Greenwood, we know he's got the attributes to go and I think he will be a top player. But to take him over an Ollie Watkins, I can't see I can't understand why he would do that.
It's a huge decision for Gareth Southgate, and no doubt he has spent many days thinking about this. He will have had, I'm sure, a core group that he knows full well. They're going. There's this periphery. There's a few probably that he's had to think about. And as you say, there are still question marks over the fitness of Harry Maguire, Jordan Henderson, for example. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with them. But by the looks of it, you're judging it on whether or not Harry Maguire is fit. That's why he's obviously not made that set. And the same for Jordan Henderson.
Of course.
Really interesting. We'll continue to talk about this.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.